She was legally blind. She had glasses that were as thick as the bottom of a Coke bottle, and she was legally blind. And so anyway, a healing evangelist was coming to their church, and she'd been prayed for so many times. She had been disappointed, and she didn't want to be disappointed again, so she tried to avoid this healing evangelist. And finally, the last night of the meeting, he just cornered her. And he said, I want to pray for you. So he made her take her glasses off, and he prayed for her. And then he said, now can you see? So she started to open her eyes, and he said, shut your eyes. And she shut her eyes, wondering, well, how can I tell if I can see if I don't open my eyes? And then he said a second time, can you see? So she started to open her eyes, and he said, shut your eyes. And she was wondering, what's he doing? And finally, the third time, he says, now can you see? And she started to open her eyes, and he said, I'm not telling you to open your eyes. You've got to see yourself seeing in your heart before you will see it with your eyes. And she finally understood what he was saying, and so she kept her eyes closed, prayed in tongues for a while, and finally she says, I see it. I can see myself seeing. And he said, open your eyes. And she opened her eyes, and her eyes were healed. And I'm telling you, this is one of the problems. It's one of the problems we have. People will come down here and you ask for prayer, and you've got a pain or you've got something, and you pray, but then immediately you go to your five senses. Can you see now? Can you feel? Is anything changed? And you search the physical realm, and if you can't see it in the physical, then immediately people think, well, nothing happened. God is a spirit, John 4:24. God moves in the spiritual realm, and sometimes it takes a little while before what's happened in the spiritual manifests into the physical. And if you are carnal, if you're fleshly and controlled by what you see, taste, hear, smell, and feel, you'll end your faith right there and think, well, nothing happened because you can't see it. Man, there is so much going on that you can't see. Not only in the God realm, but in the demonic realm. There's a lot of things going on. And you have to be able to walk by faith. Just as the Lord told Moses right here, you have to behold Sihon defeated before he is defeated. Before you even cross that river into his territory, you've got to see that this battle is already won. And I know some of you think, it's easy for you to say these things. It makes good preaching, but there is no guarantee. I don't know how to convince you, but I see things in my heart. And once I see it on the inside, it's just a matter of time till I see it on the outside. I've done this hundreds and hundreds of times, and I've got it. And some of you think that's fantasy. That's the reason you don't have it. There's some of you that think, well, it's not real until you can see it. It's already real on the inside of me. We built a building down in Colorado Springs that took $3.2 million to build. And at the time, that was huge for me. It was huge. And anyway, I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but I saw it. We put tape on the floor, and I walked hours a day praying, and I never stepped over the tape. I would act like I was opening a door, and I'd walk in. Some of you think I'm weird, but I think you're weird not to use your faith and to see things by faith. I saw that building. I saw all of this stuff. And the day that we dedicated that building, people were running and shouting because it was something that we had been talking about. And when they finally saw it with their eyes, they were just so excited. And I remember a woman coming up to me and saying, you don't act excited. What's wrong? And I said, I was excited 13 months ago when I saw it. Now that I see it with my eyes, that's anticlimactic.